He's doing really well. Just getting my point across.
Hello, this is 1-2. Welcome back again. First and only take, and we're going to get straight through it. And we're going to start by chatting a little bit about Man City and Guardiola. Now, Guardiola said the other day that City can't go throughout the whole season remaining unbeaten. The Arsenal Invincibles are untouchable. The price at William Hill is 11-2. That's quite short odds. So there are obviously people out there who think that he can do it. Yeah. And the question for you, Matt, is: do you belong to that group of people?
I don't really think it's really important for him to even discuss it. I think he's just trying to play it off. It's something that the media kind of made up, and I'm sure the betting companies will be taking more of it. I just don't think it's important. It's not a target at the beginning of the season to stay unbeaten.
Yeah.
If Man City win the league, with 32 wins and 6 defeats, I'm sure they won't be that fussed when they've won the title. The last few games, apart from yesterday, they won by a goal or 2 goals with conceding a few, but they still won. I think it's maybe more something you look at if they win it by the mid of April, and they've got a month left to say, hey, let's try and go unbeaten. But no, I don't think it's a priority.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm also not sure because all I could find was that he was denying it. I'm not sure who suggested it to him. And I think it probably is a bit early. To be fair, it's only November. Yeah. But it's also already November. It's a fairly decent streak. I'm sure teams have had longer unbeaten streaks.
The way in the season. But I don't know where it's come from. The media never lie, so.
Well, we don't.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Title chances though.
Yeah, for sure. 8 points clear at this stage. I know it's technically still pretty early on. There's 27 games to play, but that makes it even more impressive to pull away such a big gap in such a short amount of time. Yeah, I can't see that. I think what it's even more impressive is the consistency in the goals every game, the way they're playing. The opponents change so drastically. Yeah. From West Brom, we were mid-table last week, to the Champions League of Napoli in Italy, and then home to Arsenal. Regardless of which, they're playing the same way and scoring some great goals.
Yeah, fair play.
No, I'd say they're pretty good.
And 8 points clear as well, like you say, it's just mad. But Man United obviously did them some favours with a pretty drab performance yesterday.
And that's why I'm glad they're winning, because United aren't winning the title with shitty defensive football. So on to the next point, and if you're keeping up to date with the channel, you can go and watch the video last week that we made about Newcastle United. Kind of looking at both sides, whether they can be a great club, whether a disaster waiting to happen. And we do have a great comment here from Fonzo11. So thanks for this, saying, I think this club has a great future, but if money isn't put into the club, they will always be as they are now. What do you think about that? Can they push on without the funding?
Well, no. And in that sense, it's a bit of, fair play, it's obviously true, but it's also it's kind of a truism. It's a bit of a banality, because every club needs money if they're going to do really well. And then actually, if the money isn't put into a club, they will always be as they are now. I think it's kind of got so far that you really need money just to survive. I don't think just without a fair bit of investment, you can even survive.
Ashley's put the club up for sale, which means they could get. It's looking more and more likely these days, more big foreign money. Yeah. I think it's a really good point. I think the money doesn't just mean transfer market money.
Yeah.
Because if you don't spend huge on these, big fantastic players, fine. But then put money into the club to produce the resources and produce the young players coming through as well. Because if you fail on both of those fronts, right, then you really are going to be in a bit of a worry. I can't think of the last big player that was produced from Newcastle, Andy Carroll maybe, and he's not exactly in the best of spirits.
I think you're right. It's spending big money on big name players is an investment if they do well for you, but spending a lot of money on development is, I think, in a lot of ways, a more sound investment.
Yeah.
Because even if you're bringing through good players who are then going to stay at your club and do very well, of course, that's nice. You've done your job. If you're bringing through good players who you can then sell, you're making yourselves a lot of money back for the future as well. So I think that's probably in a lot of ways is a bit more of a sound investment. And also, probably Newcastle aren't going to go and spend millions and millions on massive name players.
I mentioned it last week. Their transfer record is still Michael Owen for 18 million.
Really?
From 12 years ago, that is still their record. 18 million. And it's not in that time they've bought in big money for Musa Sissoko.
Yeah.
They bought in money for Demba Ba, Andy Carroll, 35 million.
Yeah,
you know, they bought in a load of money and still.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they kind of forced Michael Owen to join them, but it's still their record.
Andy Carroll has been moaning at the West Ham fans for leaving before the end of the game. He said it would be nice, it would be nice if you knew they were staying. It's frustrating seeing them leave or something when you're playing. Now, we've got a nice selection of tweets here, and these are the most mildly mannered ones.
These are the safe for work ones, aren't they?
Yeah. Because most people are very colourfully pissed off at Andy Carroll, which is, you know,
West
kind of
Ham fans foul mouthed. I never would have thought it.
Yeah, okay, so Andy Carroll has missed 103 games since signing for West Ham. Not sure he's in any place to criticise the fans who applaud him every week.
103 games.
That is unbelievable, isn't it? That is dreadful.
Amount of money for missing a game.
Yeah, 80 grand a week. We just heard. Obviously, can't be much fun playing and watching your stadium just get emptier and emptier by the minute as you flail around and get thrashed about on the pitch. But then also,
I just
103 games since he signed.
I understand. I think it's more of a team thing though, and Carroll's sort of saying it as the voice, the face for the team.
Yeah.
But I also think this is for all West Ham fans who leave early. No one's forced you to go.
Yeah,
when it comes to football, no one's saying, "Oh, you've got to go to show your face," or if it's such a bloody chore, just give your ticket to someone else and don't go.
Yeah.
If you're going just to leave early on the 80th minute,
Yeah.
just fucking don't go in the first place. You know,
I mean, I can understand that.
I've
never
you get
left a football match early
frustrated.
in my life, to be fair.
But what's leaving early going to do?
Yeah. I don't know. You're just going to get quicker into the pub and get.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get
Never
shit-faced a
moan
lot
about it,
quicker. Great.
Well,
I
anyway,
mean-
Jonathan Liu, who's
Exactly.
stolen, thanks man, says lots of West Ham fans trying to beat the traffic by staying until the end of the game.
Sums it up. Sums it up perfectly. So just as we come to the end of the show again, we'll speak about another video that we made last week on Ronaldo. Make sure you check it out. Got a bit of a fanboy view on all his dietary training and a lot of topless pictures. But we've got a few comments here to read out, including one from D's Nuts 1.
He's nuts, yes.
Very, very artistic name. Saying he won't retire until Messi retires, but I think it's time he changed clubs.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is he staying on the pitch longer than Messi?
He's
2 years older.
I think that's probably fair enough. I can see him doing that. I do think. I mean, there's so much talk about how bitterly he watches Messi and how seriously he takes their kind of rivalry. And I think it's actually quite true. He really does seem to fit that picture to me. Whether or not it's time he changed clubs, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really know where he would go. I think he's had a little bit of a dry spell at Madrid.
Yeah.
But where else is he going to go? Who's going to take him on?
If he was to go anywhere, it'd be for the brand marketing, the CR7 that is that takes over the world. Places like PSG or China or America.
Tarun Chandra, I hope I got this right, has also left us a very helpful comment. Thanks, mate. Saying the thing that will drag him to the ground is his arrogance. It pisses everyone off already how arrogant he is. Imagine when he gets older, he could literally piss so many people off. He could be dropped by managers wherever he goes. Just saying.
Wow, is he too arrogant? I mean, his arrogance has got him here in the first place. Yeah. Can you imagine if Ronaldo read all the YouTube comments, he'd probably be really upset of all the people slating him. But his self-belief and arrogance got him to the top. And yeah, he might overdo it sometimes, but I think it's just good because he wants to be the best. I mean, you don't get there by not trying. So
I also don't. I'm really not sure that he could be dropped by managers wherever he goes.
Mourinho, maybe.
Yeah, but Mourinho was getting stick for dropping Rooney.
Yeah, that's true. You can't drop.
Nobody's got the stones to drop Ronaldo and then face the press and say, well, he's not good enough. He's not playing in my team. Nobody could pull that off.
And it'll be in his contract. It'll be my client has to play every single game, every minute. So,
right, that's us. We're done for the week. Don't forget to subscribe. Do leave us some nice comments, and we'll use them in the show. And yeah, keep an eye on the channel, and we'll see you next Monday.